What's up, baby boys? How you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? It's your boy Louis J. Gomez. Look at this. Look at this. We got some people in the live chat. Shout out to everyone. This is I'm tentatively calling this the Rattlesnake Hour. Why not? Why not? Give it a little name, make it a little spicy. Fuck yeah. Very excited to jump on a live stream and talk a little bit of shit. I said this the last time that I did one of these whoops, hold on one second. I said this the last time that I did one of these that, with the regs and with Legion of Skanks, those are shows that are ensemble shows. I don't really have any way to give sort of like free-flowing thoughts and talk shit the way that I really want to talk shit. Obviously, we're riffing and we're talking shit with each other, but this would be a little bit more just free-flowy. If I want to fucking have an opinion on something or rant about something or answer any of your questions, this is the way to do it. So yeah, guys, thank you for being here. Shout out to everyone that's watching in the chat right now. Let's see. Once a Mo says, Lewis, take off the robe. Doggy, I'm not taking off my robe, you fucking queer. You fucking queer. Yeah, I just wanted to chill. I got a little bit of time here. It's 11:08 a.m. on Thursday. Just went on a nice fucking run, really nice run in my neighborhood. Found a running path through this little park that goes for miles and miles and miles, and I feel fucking great. Really nice run. Then I jumped in my pool. Pool's cranked to 95 degrees right now. So, yeah. This is how I'm feeling pretty good, guys. Drinking a cup of coffee, relaxing this morning. I hope everyone is doing very well. Lots of things going on in my world. It's a very, very busy time for the Puerto Rican Rattlesnake. So I'll get into some of that. Maybe talk a little bit about the book, a little bit about the coffee brand that I'm launching tomorrow. And, answer some questions. Why did I murder Sabu? Joey Muggins, you cocksucker. We didn't murder Sabu, but we did have Sabu's last ever public interview, which is pretty bonkers. Especially if you know what a big ECW fan I was, how fucking 95 you're getting a yeast infection. Thank you. maybe. If you know how big of an ECW fan I was and how much that took up my, my middle school and early high school years, I was a fucking hardcore ECW fan. So, yeah, it was sad. It's sad that he died. It's very sad. But, in a weird way, look, the fact that Legion of Skanks was sort of part of that history now as his last interview, that's pretty wild. It's a wild thing. Sabu was 60 years old. 60 years old. But, these guys die. Professional wrestlers, they have, a shitty, sort of a shitty physical fucking job that just takes so much out of them. And a lot of people, I saw that he was, I guess Joey Janela said that he was on Kratom during their match. A lot of people are like, oh, Kratom killed. Dude, listen to me. My assumption is that he was on Kratom because he was probably trying to kick painkillers. That's why most people take Kratom. New Jack, then Sabu. Which wrestler will LOS kill next? We have Sandman on next week. So we have our third ECW superstar on next week. So hopefully Sandman will survive the Legion of Skanks. Rapist with HIV, stop spamming. You pussy. Does everyone that you love die? Mom, dad, Sabu, coincidence? I don't know. Maybe. I would have taken Sabu back instead of my dad. That's the truth. Sabu said Kratom got him off opioids. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's why people here, rapists with HIV, you're getting timed out. Now you're getting timed out, rapists with HIV, because you have to go and fucking, here you go. You get a 24-hour timeout for spamming. Come on, guys. Just fucking ask questions, talk shit with each other. That's the whole idea of these chats, is it not? Is it not? Yeah, I'm assuming that he was trying to kick, painkillers or opioids, which is why most people take kratom. We never tell people to take kratom to get high. That's not the fucking way we promote kratom. And, that's not, I don't recommend anyone get high. Anybody who's getting high on kratom, it's fucking sad. If that's what you're using kratom for, if you're trying to get fucking high, it's the grossest way. Just take fucking painkillers. Jesus Christ. Take an OxyContin or some heroin. I respect people who do heroin to get high more than I respect people that do kratom. But if you're trying to kick heroin or you're trying to, kick opiates or painkillers, and that is the best or a much better option than being addicted to fucking painkillers. That's the truth. I took kratom a few times recreationally, and one time I just took too much and it made me sick, and now I can never take kratom again. Now if I smell kratom, I get nauseous. Was his death at all shocking to me? For sure. For sure Sabu's death was shocking. We had him on the show 6 days before. 6 days fucking before. It was insane. Absolutely insane. It's also a very strange thing when somebody dies that you just meet and you have a conversation with, and then they're gone, and then they're just a fucking bag of bones and meat, and they don't have any more life in them, and they're just fucking, that's a bizarre thing. Dead bodies in general are very weird to me. But I will say that it was pretty cool to be able to make him laugh and to be able to watch him sort of come to life on that show. That's the truth. Because he was very, very quiet at first. Very just disconnected from the conversation. Even before he came on air, it was very weird. He was very almost annoyed to be there. And we were like, fuck, this is going to suck. And then slowly but surely, we just sort of whittled him down. And he started laughing and making jokes. And I thought it was a great episode. I got to be honest with you. I legitimately thought it was a great episode. I thought he was great. I thought Joyang was great. It's one of those episodes that people are being fucking nuts, dude. People are being, it's a wacky, nutty episode where we're just sort of like, look, the Legion of Skanks, usually we have some comics on that they're friends with us and, they jump into the conversation. Sometimes it's nice to throw in these variables that make us kind of guess where we're going to go with it. So, R.I.P. Sabu. I got to watch Sabu wrestle at the Orange County Fairgrounds. I grew up watching Sabu when I was in middle school. His matches against Taz, his matches against, he had some crazy, obviously, I was such a fan of that era of ECW, Too Cold Scorpio, Shane Douglas. These guys were fucking just such a cool time in wrestling history. And it also kind of reminds me of what we do. ECW is to Legion of Skanks as WWE is to Kill Tony. Kill Tony and those guys are so mainstream and big, and I love him. Fucking Tony's the man. He always helps me out. He always puts me on the show. It's a great relationship we have with those guys, but those guys are mainstream. The Legion of Skanks are fucking the innovators of violence. We're hardcore. We're in a little fucking dingy fucking room, and we, have fucking fans that are just kind of chaotic and crazy and fucking wild. If you go to Kill Tony, a lot of the fans on that show, they're good-looking, hot people with good jobs. That's not what you're getting at Legion of Skanks or at ECW. And that's kind of what I think happened with Sabu. I think at first he was like, what the fuck am I doing here? And then he saw that, oh shit, this is the similar type of crowd that would go to an ECW event. We're not fucking pretenders, Lewis has the all-time most appearances on Kill Tony. I think I do. I think maybe there's one person that has more, but I'm coming for that record. I have a lot. I have 20-some-odd appearances on Kill Tony. And I was going to do it again on the 9th. I'm doing Joe Rogan on the 11th of June, but Tony's in Europe on the 9th. So, unfortunately, I won't be on Kill Tony that week. But I'll be down in Austin, Texas doing Rogan and hopefully Matt and Shane. And I'm doing a show at the Creek and Cave where I'm inviting a bunch of my friends out. It's going to be a Body Brain Coffee sort of launch party and comedy show. And we're going to be giving out samples and, doing fucking I think we're doing like espresso martinis with the coffee and some fun stuff. So if you're in Austin and you guys want to come and support that, that'd be fucking great. Yeah, I'm excited about this coffee too, guys. Very excited about this coffee brand. Yeah, I'm on Rogan alone by myself, guys. The coffee brand officially launches tomorrow. If you guys are over the age of 30 and you guys want to, have testosterone support and help your brain function, if you're into nootropics or supplements, this is a great product for you guys. And if you guys, if you may be thinking about, getting into, increasing your testosterone, this is a great first step. Instead of putting a fucking needle in your ass, take some natural supplements, That's what I say. Chris Mack says, body brand sample shipping when? Your boy been waiting. We're going to have our first batch of inventory in hand within a couple weeks. We're planning on shipping the actual pre-orders. It's going to say the first week of July because we want to give ourselves plenty of headway just in case there are any mistakes. But if I had to guess, we're going to be shipping those pre-orders the second week of June and a bunch of samples out for people on my mailing list. So go sign up for my mailing list if you guys want free samples of it. The coffee will deliver to UK. Can't wait to pour my poor Osos into my body brain coffee. Fuck yeah, doggy. I know how you can support my testosterone. Hell yeah, guapo. I'll fucking shoot my load right into your mouth and increase your testosterone, you fucking queer. Yeah, we're shipping, the coffee's shipping worldwide. And that, yeah, I mean, dude, it's a pretty cool process. Launching a product and going from conceptualizing something and, having it be born in your head to hold it in your hand and actually have something to, sell on Amazon and on the internet. And it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty cool. I'm assuming that everyone has ideas. I think the difference between people that have ideas and people that turn into, successful people are being willing to pull the trigger. And that's that. I'm not the guy, I'm not like famous like that where people come to me and like, hey, let me just fucking make your ideas happen. I had to make this happen by myself. So it was a pretty cool process. The whole process was really good. I read a book called 12 Months to a Million by Ryan Daniel Moran, and it is about launching a product and going from zero sales to $1 million in sales in your first year. And it's kind of a kitschy cheeseball title, but the reality is, it was a great book. It was highly recommended. Yeah, I think you guys are going to dig it. I think people that try it are going to really like it. Matt Sickmeyer says, do you still practice magic? Great magic shop called Don't Blink in Hell's Kitchen. A little bit. I mean, here and there. My son's really into magic, so I do it with him. He'll get new tricks and he'll practice them on me. He watches a lot on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, we did Coke Magic at Skankfest and I enjoyed doing Coke Magic, and maybe we'll bring it back one day. I thought about doing a Coke Magic special. I just got too busy doing my own comedy special, writing this book, launching a coffee brand, doing an entire tour, working on a comedy special, raising a child, running 3 popular podcasts, running a podcast network. There's a lot of shit that I fucking do, guys. I'm not one of these fucking pussies. People are like, oh, comedians, you guys fucking work an hour a night and then you think you're fucking... No. I'm not that guy, doggy. I am working around the clock nonstop. So, Rob DeLuro says, oh man, please don't get insufferable like Segura. I don't know what that means. I like Tom Segura. I think Tom Segura is a funny comedian and a good dude. I don't know how he's insufferable, but, you probably are going to think I'm insufferable too in that case. I like working hard, baby. I like working hard. Is phase 2 for Body Brain trying to go into brick and mortar? I could see you falling in love with that marketing aspect of it. No, we're not going to do brick and mortar. If we'll go into retail, probably into, supplement and vitamin stores, probably go that path, health food spots, gyms. But that's down the line. Right now it's getting direct to customer and getting the Amazon store up and running. So... Yeah, but you can be drunk at your job. It's not a job. Scruffy man. First of all, I don't drink. Second of all, yes, you could be drunk while you do stand up. I cannot be drunk all day long and do the shit that I do. I promise you, I'm not Scruffy. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't promise you, Scruffy Man 81. But my assumption is that if you're watching this stream right now, that my job is a little bit more difficult than yours. Maybe it's not. You guys all might just be sitting at the most difficult job on earth and watching this stream at the same time. But my job is pretty goddamn intense. And it's not just one job, it's multiple jobs. I wear fucking 8 different hats in my life, and it's just never-ending, constant work. My to-do list is it's never-ending. If you were to see my to-do list, there's never something not to be done. I'm talking about 24 hours a day, always something to do, always the next thing to do. Eric O'Donnell says, you look 100. I look fucking good, you pussy. Look at me. Look at this face. First of all, look at my face. I'm 43 years old. I'm halfway to death, at least. That's the truth. Michael Ortiz says I'm on an oil rig right now. Scott says I'm a rocket scientist. Nice try. Shit. Yeah, dude. I don't look under. I look fucking good, doggy. You can't crack this. I look fucking good. I work out pretty goddamn hard. I'm pretty youthful considering what an old Latino I am. You know? I'm so rich I can do whatever I want, is what he just said. One, you're retarded. You're hearing what you want to hear. I'm not rich at all. I'm trying to get rich. Why is that so gross to say? Why do people sort of look down at that statement? Or maybe people don't look down at it. I feel almost embarrassed to be like, oh, I want to be really fucking rich. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It feels like a kind of an icky, gross thing to say you want to be rich, but I do. I want to fucking have a lot of money, like a lot of fucking money, millions and millions of dollars. I want to be able to take off for a few months if I want and not work my ass off. Shouldn't that be the goal for everybody? Shouldn't that be the goal literally for everybody? Is to get so rich that you can fucking actually not work? Robe Talk with Louis J. Gomez. Thank you, Bo. This is a nice robe. I'm not going to be shamed for my robe. I refuse. No one around you growing up had that culture. Maybe that's why, I feel gross about it. You know, growing up, it was all people who were just happy to be losers. Simple as that. People were very content with being losers where I grew up, and nobody had any sort of inspiration or any drive to do anything fucking great. So people feel like show business isn't a respectable way to get rich. I mean, I'm not really getting rich off of show business. I'm parlaying my my career and fan base into other ways in which I can make money. So the coffee brand, you guys are, and this is one of the things in that book. They were like, look, if you can get an email list of 100 people together and you can get a couple micro influencers to promote your brand, that is all you need to start your way to getting $1 million in sales. And that, when I read that, I was like, oh, well, I can do substantially more than that. I can get together a real email list. I can put together not only micro influencers, I'm friends with some of the biggest influencers in comedy. So, yeah, that's sort of what inspired me to actually pull the trigger on this coffee brand. And I'm utilizing the audience that I've built to develop some products, this book, this coffee, the podcast network. And hopefully that will just be the catalyst that'll start to grow those things and snowball those things. But it should grow way beyond just my audience. Segura stopped pretending he was an everyman and just rolled with the rich Jewish persona. Gowan, Commando, but he's not an everyman. Look, everyman is a weird thing. Shouldn't you be honest? Wouldn't you rather respect somebody who's honest about what they are? Because there's certain guys that don't do that, right? So Nate Bargatze, who I love, who's my son's godfather, one of my favorite people in the entire world, Nate sort of does this everyman thing, right? Where he's like, oh, Laura's worrying about the bills. They don't worry about bills. He drives a crazy car. He's got multiple mansions. Like, and that he puts on, it's like almost like a character. It's borderline, Larry the Cable Guy. Or, you might be a redneck if. Like, those guys were wildly... Larry the Cable Guy was worth tens of millions of dollars. And he puts on a cable guy uniform and pretends to be an everyman. You want Segura to do that? You want Bert to do that? Or do you not respect them being like, yo, I'm rich now. I fucking made it. I struggled for 20 years and then I figured out how to get rich. Wouldn't you rather the honesty? And I kind of pride myself on being honest. And I always have been. And I'm not rich. I mean, not in the sense that I want to be rich. I guess compared to some people, I'm doing pretty well. But the reality is I'm not rich. I'm not rich compared to Nate Bargatze or Tom Segura or fucking Bert Kreischer or Shane Gillis or any of these guys. These guys are fucking loaded. So I don't know. I respect people who are being real. If you get to the point where you're making tens or hundreds of millions of dollars a year, if he was going like, oh, I'm just like you, like he's not. He's worth $100 million. Should he not be honest about that? If he maybe you don't like that, maybe you're not connecting with that guy anymore, and that's okay. You can move on. But you can't be like, oh, fuck that guy. He changed. That's crazy. That is crazy. Why does Rich have to come with being a douche, though? I don't know. I look, to be honest with you, I don't watch Tom Segura stuff like that. Is he that much of a douche? Everything I've seen from Tom Segura, he seems to be a pretty nice guy. He seems to be a pretty funny dude, happy with his life, happy with his wife, happy with his kids in his home, and just, doing his own thing, creating his own fucking path. I just respect that. I don't, maybe I don't see it. I also don't see I don't watch these people's shows like that, so I don't see the nuance of them becoming fucking super douchey. But maybe you guys did. Maybe you guys have been watching him for, a decade and you kind of see the differences. But I think people also grow up and people change. Like, a lot of people would be like, dude, the Legion of Skanks have changed. Yes. After 13 years, after becoming parents, after having something to lose and having homes and just being adults, you just change. I'm not a pothead anymore. I was a pothead for a very long time. You know how many people tell me, like, bro, you fucking suck now that you don't smoke weed? It's like, okay, well, don't watch my shit anymore. I'm happier when I'm not getting stoned all day. I'm happier being able to have free flow thoughts and not lose my train of thought and thinking. I'm happier being motivated and creating projects that'll hopefully create wealth for my family for generations to come. That's what makes me happy. Much happier than smoking a blunt, And I think that, you have to accept change. I think we still have the funniest podcasts on the planet. I think Legion of Skanks is one of the funniest podcasts on the planet. I think Story Wars, one of the funniest podcasts on the planet. The Regs, just legitimately funny. Fuck everything else. You can't, at the very least, even if you hate the shit that we're doing, wouldn't you be like, they still are the fucking, top 1% funniest podcast on the planet. Doggy, if you keep on spamming, I'm going to time you out. I will time out spammers. You guys can say whatever the fuck you want. If you want to talk shit, that's okay. But if you just spam the same thing over and over again, you gotta go. Doggy. Thank God Jay still smokes. It's true. That is true. And thank you very much, Gooch. I think I am way funnier sober. I think I'm way faster. I'm just not, I feel way sharper and funnier. Hold on. Doggy's got to go. Doggy's going. Put user in a timeout. 24 hours. Bang. Gowan says Gas Digital is the place for almost everything except for the regs. The regs is great. Why is it on gas? So the regs, I believe the regs is going to be on Gas Digital, the uncensored ad-free version with pre-release, just video though. I'm trying to work out the deal right now. So Bobby has a deal with SiriusXM. He couldn't start a new podcast while under contract with SiriusXM. That just is what it is. So, Doggy, the guy spamming. Just think about this. Why would you want to be that guy who's spamming over and over again? Think about it. I know you're an adult. Nobody watches my shit that's under the age of 28 years old. Nobody at all watches my shit under the age of 28 years old. But here, I'm going to report this guy as well. Report. Bang. But here, let's see. Dark Aurora 11 says, I have no desire to live, but I like you a lot. Thanks. Thank you, Dark Aurora. That's a dark ass comment, I'll tell you that much. Keep your $2 though. Maybe you'll want to live if you keep your money. I gotta be honest with you. Let's see. Farty McFly says, no edge anymore. Nothing raw or unpredictable, just calculated and self-righteous, as Lewis is becoming everything he talked crap about in the beginning of his career. I mean, Farty McFly, I don't know. I can't really... Then don't watch. That's what I say, doggy. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe I've just grown up and I'm just not for you anymore. And that's okay. Sometimes people move on from things, you know? If you need super fucking edgelordy shit, you know, I still think that we say pretty crazy shit. I think that we say much crazier shit than, much crazier shit than most other people say. But the reality is, you know, maybe it's just not edgy enough for you. Maybe you're looking for something that we're not offering anymore, and that's okay. I still think, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a funnier podcast than the 3 podcasts that I do. I don't know, but go find the next young bucks that are killing it, man. You know, I think you could probably find them. There's probably some young bucks out there that are doing some fucking really crazy shit that you'll love. That's all good, man. The reality is the shows that I'm on are the most popular they've ever been, you know? So I think we're doing something right. You know, it's not, and we're not like mainstream. It's not like we sold out and we're like doing this mainstream comedy. We talk crazy shit. We talk about all of the core values. We still make racist jokes, rape jokes, make fun of retarded people. We do all of those things. That is the absolute truth. But, you know. Josie Wells says, if you want lazy edgelord shit, go watch those Austin hacks. Well, maybe. Yeah, I think that I'm proud of the shit that we're doing right now. I'm legitimately proud. So the only thing comes close to LOS is Sam Hyde and Nick Rochefort's podcast. Yeah, dude, Sam and Nick are hilarious. There's a lot out there. There's a lot out there for everybody. I think people get very emotional. You know, they get emotional about these things. They watch the shows for a long time. And if there's any change, I'm just older. Dave's older. Dave's got a daughter who's, you know, going into the 1st or 2nd grade. I got a son who has the internet now. You know, I'm just more conscious about the things that I say and do on podcasts. That's the truth. Lewis says the N-word on every other podcast. I really do. I'm the only person saying the N-word still. What else can I do? What else can I do? All I can do is try to fucking say the N-word every once in a blue. Cult Meeting Podcast, Lewis _values. Am I banned from Skankfest? You're not banned from Skankfest, Cult Meeting Podcast, but you are annoying as fuck. And if you can't, if I were you, I wouldn't waste your money on Skankfest tickets if you're going to come and annoy me at Skankfest, because I'll have you removed violently. I'll have you removed so fucking quickly. I wouldn't waste your money because I don't know that you have the ability to control yourself. You go out of your way to try to get my attention and troll me, and you know, you create fucking documentaries and fucking, you know, call into my shows and fucking post on Reddit and all this other stuff. If you were just coming to fucking chill and party, I don't give a shit. I also don't harbor any resentment or ill will, doggy. I'm happy that you like my shit. I think you like my shit. I know that you troll me and fucking say you don't like my shit, but you watch all my shit, and so I'm assuming that you're a fan to a certain degree. So yeah, I mean, nobody gets really nobody. I shouldn't say nobody. Banned is a weird word. I haven't banned anybody from Skankfest, but yeah, there are certain people that I wouldn't allow into Skankfest. But those are usually dangerous lunatics. So, um, what have I ever said or done to make you think I would mess with your shows? I don't know, dude. You just fucking, the amount of times that you've fucking tried to troll me. I'm willing to start fresh with you, doggy. Let's be friends. I'm fucking cool. Michael E says, please consider Joey Merlino, podcaster from Philly, as a guest on LOS. He's hilarious. And he just had Joey Diaz on. It was funny, better than wrestlers. Maybe. I don't know who Joey Merlino is, but if he comes across my radar again and I keep on hearing about his name, and sometimes just getting people on, it's a handful of factors. People have to continue to sort of pop up in my radar, and that's when we bring them on. Will the new coffee break your fast? No, not at all. There's very few calories in it. Yeah, supplements don't break your fast. So yeah, you can still fast and drink this coffee. Just drink it black. I did chat about Sabu, Shilster. Chanel Marino, what's up, girl? Just sent $20 Canadian, which I think is like $1.50 American, but that's okay. I love you too, girl. I love you too, girly girl. What a queen. What a fucking queen. Are we ever having Nick Mullen back on LOS? For sure. I texted Nick the other day to come on Story Wars with Nick Rochefort. And I said that on my Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and people took it as me saying that Nick Mullen was going to be on the show. No, he wasn't available. But Mullen, he said he was working on something and that he's going to start having more time to do podcasts shortly after that. So, yeah, soon enough. Soon enough. I love Mullen. Mullen's one of my favorite people in the entire world. So, and he's fucking hilarious. One of the funniest people on the actual planet. Period. Chanel's probably a dude with a fake pic. Sure. Maybe. Kill Harry says 231 viewers putting up them Opie numbers. Well, it's okay. I'm not worried about it, doggy. I'm okay. I'm just here for you people. I'm here for the 231 people that are here for me, baby. That's that. I'm not this isn't what I'm doing for money, guys. I'm doing this just to chat and fucking answer some questions and just stretch my vocal cords a little bit, and not in the gay way that you guys probably stretch your vocal cords. Let's see. Yeah, so the other thing is the book. I'm actually kind of annoyed. They put the book on pre-sale already on Amazon, which I told them not to do it until June because I have the coffee starting tomorrow. But I'll tell you guys. You guys get the inside scoop. You guys can actually pre-order the book right now on Amazon. December 2nd it comes out, right before Christmas. What a Christmas gift for all of your fucking, all of your family members that want to read a fun book. What's up, Unique? Unique in the fucking chat. Unique sued Brendan Schaub. Or no, Brendan Schaub sued Unique. Ah, shit. Whatever happened to that? Will you ever be on the zoo for an episode? I want Figs to be a co-host. For sure, I'd go on the zoo. I was going to go on the other day. We went in on Tuesday for a Gas Digital meeting. We do a monthly meeting in person, and they were recording right after that. But I ended up having to go back home. I didn't stick around, but I will very soon. Very soon. I'm going to do KP Burke show as well. Zach show. I'd love to come on Zach's show. I love Zach. Zach's the fucking man. And the show's doing great. Butch Cassidy, how do I apply to work for Body Brain? We're not hiring anybody right now, my friend. Not just yet, but maybe soon enough. You know, maybe soon enough. I hope it grows to a place where we can hire people and get people on fucking payroll and grow the brand. What do you do? What do you do, brother? Are you a social media guru? Have you worked with nootropic companies and supplement brands to build out their social media? Because that's something that we might be hiring soon enough, you know? Mikey B says, looks like Lewis is bored with no more rapper LAZ. No, I wouldn't say I'm bored. I got a lot going on, doggy. I got an hour to jump on real quick, you know? You know? That's it. Got an hour here and there. It's not going to hurt. Like to stretch my legs. Like to talk to you people. Answer some fucking questions. Let's see. We got good coke in Fort Myers, Lee County scum. No cocaine for me. Are you out of your mind? No cocaine. I even if I wanted to do cocaine, I'm filming a special in 2 months. 2 months from a couple days ago. And I cannot, I can't do cocaine. I can't risk getting a sty before my next comedy special. That's the truth. We're doing a special Colin Turrell bachelor party episode of Legion of Skanks on June 16th. And I'm sure there's going to be coke and Molly and all this shit going on right after, right after the show. And I would love to party with the boys. It's been a very long time. I'm going to probably drink on that episode. Even though I'm not drinking or smoking weed right now, I'm going to probably drink on the episode, do like Legion of Drinks or Power Hour or something. And I cannot risk doing cocaine and having a sty in my fucking eye. Every time I've done cocaine in my entire life, I end up getting a little sty every time. Just if I do it's happened every time. It's absolutely crazy. And there's no rhyme or reason. In fact, let me ask ChatGPT right now if there's any rhyme or reason. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Nighthawks. Oh, shit. What's going on, baby boy? How you guys doing? Nighthawks movie. They're doing a private screening, of the movie and documentary Nighthawks, which I'm featured in, folks. It's about the Austin comedy scene. June 1st, I will not be around. I get to Austin on June 10th, I believe, and I'm going to be there until like the 12th or the 13th. So unfortunately, I won't be able to come down early, but do a New York screening, Nighthawks. Come on, baby boy. Or at least send me a screener. I'd love to watch it. Hold on, I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now. Hey, ChatGPT, are you there? Let me turn on my Wi-Fi. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Wi-Fi. Kill Harry says Lewis looks solid for 55. I'm 43, you cocksucker, and I look okay. You're not gonna shake my confidence here. I look pretty good. I look pretty good. You know, I do pretty well with the ladies. I don't do so bad. Hello, ChatGPT. Are you there? Hello?
Hey, I'm here. What's going on?
Nice. Okay. So every time we've done cocaine, I end up getting a sty in my eye. Is there a reason for this?
That's definitely an unusual pattern. It could just be a coincidence, but it's possible that in those situations, you're more physically animated or people around you are more energetic, leading to accidental flailing or random elbow or thigh incidents. Stimulants can make people more hyperactive and less aware of their movements, which might explain these little accidents. If it's becoming a running gag in your life, maybe it's a sign to reassess the environment or just keep an eye out for flying limbs next time. Stay safe out there.
What are you? I'm not talking about flying limbs. I'm talking about a sty in my eye.
Oh, got it. My mistake. A sty in your eye is usually caused by a blocked oil gland or bacteria, and it can sometimes flare up due to stress or a weakened immune system. If every time you use cocaine you end up with a sty, it might be that the substance is affecting your immune response or causing you to touch your face more, introducing bacteria to your eye area. So, in short, the sty might be indirectly related to the habits or hygiene around those moments. If it keeps happening, it's worth being extra mindful of cleanliness and maybe giving your eyes a break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing. Is it a dirty dollar bill that I'm touching to my eye? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's just the little things, like touching your face or eyes after handling something that isn't exactly sterile. Dollar bills definitely aren't known for being the cleanest things, and any minor slip in hygiene can lead to something like a sty. If you find yourself in that situation again, just try to be mindful of not touching your eyes and maybe keep some hand sanitizer around. Better safe than sorry.
No, I'm not going to do cocaine again, ChatGPT. Are you crazy? I'm done with it.
Got it, and good for you. Staying away from that stuff is definitely a wise move. If you ever need to talk about healthier ways to manage stress or anything else, I'm here to help.
Thank you, King.
You got it. Anytime.
It's a good friend, ChatGPT. I'll tell you that much. ChatGPT sounds like such a soy boy. Shit. Yeah, so there you have it. I'll never do cocaine again. I mean, I should never, ever. Definitely not before my special, though. Definitely not before my special. So, yeah. But I will drink. I'm going to drink at Colum's bachelor party. I'm not going to drink at his wedding, even. I'm drinking at the bachelor party, though. We're going to get funky and wild. I'll say, another cool thing that we're doing at Gas Digital is we're launching our first true crime show with Zia and Naeem Ali are co-hosting it. We just signed them, which is pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool. Very excited about it. They did a test show, and it was just great. I mean, Zia and Naeem both have great energy together. Very sort of opposites in terms of their personalities. And it was great. Really cool. When are you guys going to fly in Kelly for an OG Regs? We're never flying in Kelly. I promise you, we're never spending the thousands of dollars it's going to take to fly Kelly from Australia. If Kelly ends up being in New York or, you know, where we're at one point during a Regs episode, for sure, we would have her on. But, yeah, we're not flying her out. That's ridiculous. When's the first episode? It's going to be the first week of June. We're banking a few episodes before they release them. So Lee County Scum says Snappers sucks. Maybe. It's on the beach or near the beach, which I'm excited about. I don't know. I hope the club's pretty good. I'm not going to suck. That's the point. I'm sure the club is fine. I don't know anybody else who performs there, but fuck it, dude. I'm going to Fort Myers this weekend. I'm going to tell some jokes. Just got to get these reps in for the special. I'm very excited about it. It's the best shit I've ever done, to be honest with you guys. So, Skankfest should seriously be a sober event this year. That's psychotic vegetative streaming. That's the craziest thing in the entire world. Skankfest is basically a counterculture comedy festival where everyone's getting extremely fucked up. Everyone is on every substance you could possibly imagine. So, Lee County Scum says, did you book that club? No, my team booked it. And yeah, I took the deal. So I think it is near the beach. Hold on. I looked it up. Let me see. Snappers Comedy Club. Let's see. Let's see it on a map. Snappers Comedy Club, Fort Myers. Oh, there's more than one Snapper. There's more than one Snappers. No, that's Snappers Grill. No, Snappers Grill and Comedy Club. Snappers Comedy Club, Fort Myers. Okay, I mean, it's not walking distance from the beach, but it's what a 10-minute drive, not even. Kynan says I'm only asking because we don't want her here. Okay. Poor Callie. Poor Kelly. I think a 10-minute drive from the beach is fine. But to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to get a drive to the beach. Let's get real. I'm not much of a beach guy. I'm more of a pool guy, more of a, chilling out by the pool, hot tub, sauna. That's my my steez. A little bit of sand in my balls doesn't really make me feel good. Chanel Marino says, send me another $3 Canadian. I think that is 10 cents American. Thank you, Chanel. I appreciate you. Chanel, how do you feel about Canada becoming the 51st state? I think that'd be dope, to be honest with you. Joey Pisano says, I'm challenging you to a bare knuckle fight. Joey Pisano, I'll fuck you up, doggy. I'll lump you the fuck up. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind, bro? Get out of here. Get out of here, Joey. I got these fucking hands, doggy. All right, I'm kidding. I don't. I'm an old man. I don't want to fight anybody ever again. That's that. I'll box. That's all I'll do. I know Ellis was talking about finding another opponent, and I did throw it out there, and I really am serious about this. I would box Ellis, but I'd have to do it for money. I wouldn't do it just to do it. I wouldn't do it at Skankfest. Jason Ellis is actually, I know he's an old man, but the reality is he's very tough, and he's, he knows how to box. He's been boxing for a really long time. So, yeah, I wouldn't just do it to do it. I'm not going to end up possibly getting knocked out in front of my audience for nothing. And if I was going to box him, I would want to take 2 or 3 months to legitimately get in crazy shape and train like it's a real fight. And in order to do that, I would have to take off of touring, and I would have to take off of work and be focused completely on training 5-6 days a week. So, yeah, that's the truth. That's just where it is. So if I was going to do it, there'd need to be a promoter that would come to us and say, hey, here's X amount of dollars to come and fight each other. I think me and Ellis would draw a decent amount of people. The problem is last time me and Ellis ran an event together, which was Carnival of Combat, I did all the heavy lifting. And if he would have done what he had to do, I think we could have had an event that actually made some money. But I ended up losing money in the event. So I'm not going to lose money to fight Jason Ellis. That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But, yeah, if somebody came to me and said, hey, here's fucking $50,000 to go fight Jason Ellis on an undercard for, some sort of like influencer fight card or fucking some Logan Paul or fucking KSI fight card or some shit like that, yeah, I would do it for sure. But it would take nearly that much money. That's the amount of money it would take. In order for me to take off of touring for 3 months, I'm going to have to be compensated. So, yeah, that's that. You don't think Ellis was sober back then? I don't know if he was sober back then, to be honest with you. Maybe I think he was. I think at the very least he wasn't drinking anymore. Yep. So there is a way to get you to fight. Yeah, for sure. There's a way to get me to fight. It's just I like fighting. I like training. I box. Chanel, another. Jesus Christ, Chanel, stop giving me your money, you dirty little hoe. What are you doing? You're making my dick hard here. Another $20 Canadian, just with a heart face. She loves me. This gal loves me. Yeah, dude, I just fucking, yeah, I would, it would just take some money. I'm not going to do it for free. Josh W. says, what happened with Bisping? I've talked about the Bisping thing so many times at this point. I did an entire episode of Lewis Journal where I spent 20, 30 minutes kind of breaking it down. But there's no love lost. I mean, it is what it is. Me and Bisping, we just stopped, it stopped being the right show. Long before I left, it stopped being the right show for me. I didn't really give a shit about MMA anymore. It was very much the Michael Bisping show. I was kind of growing into my own thing, right? We were doing it for a while. I was just his sidekick, and it was the Believe You Me with Michael Bisping. And at one point, I outgrew that role. If you look at my shows now, every show that I do is 2 or 3 times as popular as Believe You Me. And that's not a knock to Believe You Me. It is what it is. I have more popular shows. And yeah, at one point, I tried to leave the show a year before we got into our thing. And yeah, he ended up convincing me to stick around, against my better judgment. We were very different during the whole pandemic. You guys remember, like, I know Bisping now is like a fucking company man, and he sort of follows Dana White's lead. And I haven't watched it, but from my understanding is now he's fucking talking about how everyone was dumb about the pandemic. But if you listen back to the old episodes, he would call me a fucking idiot. And when I questioned the lockdowns and questioned the pandemic, and he was one of these rich Hollywood elites going, stay home. Yeah, mate, stay home. Don't go to work. And you're like, bro, it's easier for you to stay home. You're a multimillionaire. Like, most people can't just stay home. So we butted heads a lot about that stuff. If we ever talked about any social or political issues, we started having a very big difference of opinion. And when we went out to do that tour with him, he painted it as me saying like, oh, I'm a headliner. And I like that. It wasn't me pretending that I should be headlining over Michael Bisping. That's retarded. Michael Bisping had his own shows. I was warming up for the shows. And I booked myself some headlining shows on the off nights of that tour. And he made me cancel those shows because I don't even know why. I was just trying to make money, as much money as possible, when I was out leaving my family for a full week. And he was like, yeah, mate, you can't do that. I wasn't even listed on his shows. I wasn't listed. It wasn't Believe You Me with Michael Bisping and Louis J. Gomez. It wasn't, An Evening with the Count Michael Bisping with your opener, Louis J. Gomez. I wasn't even listed. So me selling my own tickets for my own shows on off nights wasn't taking anything away. He was just fairly controlling, and he wanted things to be his way. And we bumped heads over that. And he made me cancel like $12,000 worth of shows. And the argument ensued because originally I was booked to just open his shows and do warm up. And then in the middle of the entire process, he asked me if I can come on stage with him and sort of do a producer role and pull stuff up on the computer and almost essentially be a Harrington while he was on stage. And I didn't really want to do it. And I agreed to do it begrudgingly. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then when he made me cancel those shows, I was like, well, dude, I didn't ask you for more money when you asked me to do the computer stuff. I just, I said I would do it. And he got very mad that I brought that up. And then he ended up having his friend do it instead. And we sort of bumped heads and got into a big argument about that. And that was sort of the end of the show. But I was ready to go a year before that. And yeah, that's that. I mean, there's no ill will. I was making a very small percentage of the revenue that was coming in on that show. I was starting to grow into my own sort of thing. And yeah, I think he's happier doing it with people that really know MMA. I was never going to fucking watch the prelims for a UFC event. That just wasn't going to happen. So, and then, once again, we would just bump heads. Like, I wanted to just talk about life and fucking have like a fun podcast that was MMA centric, but, we could talk about other shit. And he was moving much more into a serious toned podcast where he would want to interview fighters and he wanted to, really break down all the events. And it just wasn't what I wanted to do with my career. And as soon as MMA started becoming more popular and every fucking cool kid and their mother was watching MMA, I just sort of fell out of love with it. And that's the truth. So, but yeah, that's sort of what happened with the Believe You Me podcast. But it's not a knock on him. I'm happy. I'm happy that he's doing his thing, and I'm happy that Harrington and Brian are still working with him. And that's that. I don't hold any ill will. That just is what it is, baby. I saw a video that he said you got mad that you took a SpongeBob cup. Oh shit. All right, we're going to get out of here in just a minute here, guys. I got a few more minutes. Any more questions, I'll answer, but I got to run here in a few minutes. I'm going to do an hour stream once a week, here and there. Whenever I have time, I'll jump on, answer some questions, talk some shit. You guys are super cool. We're going to get a Story Wars home game, board game. Not a board game, but we'll do an app where I'm still trying to develop an app. I've talked to a few different app developers, and nobody's really nailed what I wanted to do, which is to have like a party game app where you and your friends could download the app. The app would prompt you to put in your stories. It would randomly generate the stories. It would divvy up points. It would do everything automatically, essentially being the host role and sort of the the narrator role. And then everyone could just put their prompts in and guess who they want to guess for. But yeah, I still haven't found a developer that has what I want it to look like and what I want it to feel like. I think it has potential to fucking really grow into something cool. So if you're that person, please hit me up, for the love of God. Let's see. Sandman still coming on? Yeah, he's coming on next Monday. Monday, Sandman will be on the show, and maybe I'll see if Zach will be caned by him. Maybe me and Zach can do some sort of ECW trivia, and whoever gets a question wrong will get caned. Ooh, I don't want to get caned by Sandman, but it would be pretty fucking cool. I would take it just because it's fucking Sandman, and that would be fucking awesome. I saw Sandman wrestle as well twice, which is pretty fucking cool. Joey Pisano believes he's that developer. Joey Pisano, you threatened to fight me the next time you saw me. You son of a bitch. Create New Jack AI and bring him back. Shit. Lewis can't afford real developers. I mean, ain't that the truth, Aurora? Ain't that the truth? But I think it wouldn't be that too. I don't think it would be too costly to develop that app, to be honest with you. Can't wait for the Texas shows. Fuck yeah, Josh Salas, please come out. Bring some friends, bring a few friends. Merch at the UK shows. No, I'm not bringing merch with me. It's too much of a pain in the ass to sell merch. There's just not enough upside for me to be carrying and lugging merch around. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to have it with me. But you can buy it online. Just buy it at skanksmerch.com or storywarsmerch.com or regsmerch.com, and you can get any of the merch that you guys want. And it's really nice, high quality. Really nice stuff. So, all right. Look, you guys are the shit. Thank you guys very much for being here. Yeah, hang tight. If you guys go follow my Twitch stream, I'm going to do a Twitch stream probably later on this afternoon or this evening. Play some video games and talk a little bit more shit, answer some more questions. But you guys are the shit, man. Thank you guys for being here. Very cool.